I think that there's like a few little knobs that need to be adjusted. Like, I feel like there needs to be like a little bit more like power gain when you gain like better loot, at least in PvP. I'd like to feel a little bit stronger when I get new pieces of gear. Right now, I don't really feel like that's I don't really feel that much different when I get like, you know, good item level. That's kind of weird. I feel like that's kind of one of those things. Like, the feeling of character progression might need to be just adjusted just a little bit to make it like a more powerful feeling of power gain, more meaningful. But other than that, I mean, as a PvPer, I think that they put some new rewards in for PvP, and it didn't really take much. A lot of people have been doing PvP recently, which is cool. It's exciting. But I think a lot of the, like, dissatisfaction comes from the PvE side, because that's really all they're up to, is just, like, you know, trying to get their character stronger. And there's not, like, a clear loot progression path, because it's kind of, like, a lot of loot is just random. I don't know if you've given some choice in what loot you get, and then make it a little bit more meaningful when you get new loot. Doesn't seem like something that can't be done. Doesn't seem like the game is dead as a result of the fact that it doesn't really quite feel right, you know? It's like, WoW has been around for a long, long time, and sometimes it's good for people who make the game to try different stuff. Like, let's see how this goes. And sometimes it's awesome, sometimes it's not, and they are kind of like, okay, well, let's adjust when necessary. Those adjustments do take time, though, especially in a big old game like WoW and a big old company like Blizzard. They try to make sure that they're really on top of everything before they make changes and before they roll those changes out, so. You know, it makes sense. It's all good. And I ain't overly stressing about it. Very big boy. Eat him up. I'm dead. I'm Lichborning, though. The Lichborn. He's back. Kill him again. Kill him again. But having an attitude that's kind of like steeped in negativity makes me like not feel good. I don't like to operate in a negative mindset. Does not help me be effective at what I want to do. So I try not to. But once again, I mean, you can sort of like, I can identify things about WoW that I'm like, okay, this doesn't really feel exactly how I want it to feel, and I can express those things in like a calm, normal, moderate manner, and have that be real criticism, but without freaking out about it, without being like, WoW's dead forever. This game sucks. Maybe I'll get pissed when I lose an arena match or something like that. Like, man, this class is broken. But you're allowed to say that. It's fine. Classic WoW's gonna be fun, though. Yeah, that'd be cool. Very exciting. People who don't like WoW will have Classic WoW soon. Yeah, sure, and they'll eventually become dissatisfied with things about Classic, and they'll sort of, you know, they'll probably repeat that process of they're just setting themselves up to be frustrated by anything and unwilling to kind of, I don't know, find a way to work through that. Because I don't think Classic WoW will be seeing a lot of balance changes or anything like that, so if something ain't the way you like it, too freaking bad. So we'll have to see how that goes, you know? Yikes. Sorry, Warrior buddy. We'll have to see how it goes. But I am looking forward to Classic. I think it'll be a lot of fun, too. But there's not going to be a whole lot of changes going on with Classic, I don't think. By demand, too. Is Classic WoW talent tree like BC? Classic WoW is talent tree like Classic WoW. But I think it has a similar talent tree to BC. You just get like more points in BC, something like that. Yep. I don't think Classic WoW will fail, but I think that people are going to need to sort of be willing to endure some frustration, because Classic WoW will definitely have its fair share of frustrations. You know what I mean? If you decide that if everything isn't exactly the way you want it this exact instant, then it's, you know, it's not something that you can work with. Classic is not gonna be the game for you. But once again, it's a mindset thing. There's definitely an aspect of having a good mindset about things. Because if you're just really impatient and negative about everything, even things that could be fun will end up being not fun. So, because you're just not, you know, you're just, you'd rather just fuss about it, and then it's, you know, then it's not like your responsibility anymore. It's like, it's stupid. You're not really, you don't have to really kind of think about, well, what could I have done better? What can I be doing better? So I don't know. Don't know, dude. I'm sure a lot of situations are different, but I don't know. There's room for criticism within WoW for sure, but I'm just not a big fan of constantly whining about stuff. So this doesn't really help me out too much. We have this discussion on stream like all the time, so that sounds almost like constantly whining about stuff, unfortunately, and it's not a discussion I enjoy having. Doesn't make me feel good. Farming the graveyard, I just run around killing stuff, as usual. As usual. Around here, I definitely think that you should be playing on a populated server. That would probably be a good move. We'll see how it goes, though. See how it goes. I mean, I know I'm gonna want to play on a server where there's a lot of people. That's just, you know, that's kind of like what will make MMOs fun, is having a lot of people playing. And who knows how many servers will be active for how long, you know, so you may as well start off on a fun one. That server will obviously probably have, like, you know, queue times and stuff like that to get into, but I don't know. Well, it could be fun. See how it goes. See, I'm not 100% sure on that one, Scarman. I know that's like a popular thing to say right now. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if that's accurate or not. But, you know, like I said, things change over time, and I haven't done a lot of research on, you know, what the Activision part of Activision Blizzard has done for Blizzard, but I mean, they made the call, and they've been making some pretty good games and doing a pretty good job for a while. But yeah, I don't know. I just haven't done the research. Not 100% sure on that one. DK feels pretty good in BGs sometimes, too. I feel like I've been slowly kind of having it make just a teeny bit more sense, but also we're just at a battleground right now, so just running around and killing everything. This is more what I'm looking at doing, just kind of, you know, mostly just chatting with you guys and playing a little bit of games. I'll have to get some arenas going at some point, but the DK Rogue double DPS might not have been going the way we wanted it. We were doing all right, but we'll do something else. Chop these guys up a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. To make another universe like WoW, it has a chance of being a success. Dude, there's, in my opinion, making an entire new MMO and an entire new universe is a worse idea than continuing to work on WoW, which is the best MMO that is currently out and has been out ever. So I disagree. I disagree with you on that one. Why not just keep working on making the game a little bit better? Why not? Seems like a reasonable option there. Seems like a better plan. It's really hard to make an MMO. We've seen that from a lot of different companies trying to make MMOs. It's not easy. And WoW, it does it really, really well. Like I said, my main thing is, like, I just wish I felt a little bit stronger when I got new loot. Like, I like that in PvP. I like that in general. The character progression is kind of like what I enjoy the most. I like taking a character, making him stronger, and feeling that strength increase, mostly in PvP. Like, that's why I love MMOs. And if that's not there, then I'm feeling like I'm missing out on that. And I feel like that dial of the game needs to be adjusted a little bit right now, but doesn't mean like the whole game needs to be like, we need a whole new universe. Like, no, I don't agree. I don't agree at all. I think what Blizzard does well is making games that are like really smooth and maybe easy to get into. They can have some high-end difficulty, but it's not like, you know, overly complicated, I feel like. That allows you to play it at a high level if you want to. There's complexity at the high level, but it's also not that hard to get into, which is smart. That's good. However, I would like I would like to have more like top-end grind possibilities where you do get stronger. But I do understand that there is a need to make the barrier of entry to gameplay not too severe, or else people who are new to the game, especially younger people where, you know, games are different now, the game has to, you know, adapt to that. And I've never really been one who loves the idea of catering to casual, because I play a lot of World of Warcraft. I would love to have, you know, my in-game character become a lot stronger by the fact that I can play a lot of World of Warcraft, but at the same time, I understand how it has to have a combination and a balance between a couple different things, but I think that if what's happening is that the balance right now doesn't feel right, then it makes sense to provide that feedback and maybe adjust it if necessary, right? But I don't know. I played WoW for a long time, and I've loved the game for a long time, and I think it's important that the game does continue to evolve and improve over time, so we can keep playing it. And if, you know, you have to do that by, you know, having it be a smooth game to get into, that's fine. I think one of the main things that I'm sort of comparing here in my own mind is the difference between like Diablo and Path of Exile, where Path of Exile has like some crazy amount of complexity. Nice BG. Has crazy amount of complexity, and it ends up working for it really, really well. Whereas Diablo is like, it's a little bit more streamlined, and I don't want WoW to be like to have like that Diablo level streamlining, but maybe have it like start off a little bit smooth, and then, you know, on that top end, once you've learned a little bit more about it, have that gear grind in raids and have that gear progression in PvP and raiding be a little bit tough, but also rewarding, and have paths that you can recognize rather than having it just be random. You know, having some agency, having some choice in the matter. But once again, these are not things that can't be done. It's just things that need to be adjusted. So I don't know, not freaking out too much about it. We did talk a lot about it, but hopefully that kind of clarifies a few of my thoughts on it, right?